My child, listen closely, for time is slipping through unseen cracks. What I carry for you today is not ordinary. It is sacred, urgent, and meant for your spiritual one. You've been feeling the tremor, haven't you? The world around you is shifting, the noise is louder, and the light seems dimmer. But you were not made to be swallowed by the chaos. You were chosen to rise. Don't walk away from this moment. Every word that follows holds Yakik to peace, clarity, and purpose. You've been a ching for this is your wake-up call, your divine interruption. Lean in now. You are exactly where you need to be. In the quiet moments when your soul feels restless, when the weight of this world presses upon your chest like 1,000 shadows, know that I am whispering to you with a voice both tender and unwavering. You aren't here by chance, nor do your days pass in the dull despair of insignificance. A higher purpose awaits you, a radiant call that stretches beyond the dim horizon of your current troubles. This call is shaped by the very essence of my heart, beating in sync with yours, inviting you to rise, awaken, and step into the fullness of what I've always destined for you. I see the stirring in your spirit, that deep yearning that aches for something more than life's mundane cycles. It's the pulse of my promise, the echo of a divine invitation that has been with you even before the foundations of the stars were laid. The world may try to drown out this sacred sound with noise, doubt, and the relentless chatter of fear and failure. But I assure you, my child, it remains clear and true. Your soul longs for purpose beyond the fleeting, for significance beyond human measure, just as I intended you to be. I understand the turmoil that swirls within you, the constant back and forth of striving and surrendering. You feel the tug of something greater, yet the fear of stepping into the unknown paralyzes you. I see your hesitations, your attempts to hold on to what's comfortable and familiar, even when it leaves you empty. But I lift you now on wings of infinite patience and relentless hope. I'm not distant or disinterested in your struggles. I'm intimately acquainted with every grief, every doubt, every moment of faltering. I've waited beside you in the shadows and celebrated in your moments of joy. You may wonder, what if I'm not enough? What if my flaws disqualify me from such a purpose? What if I fail again? I tell you, beloved, perfection isn't the entrance ticket. Faithfulness is. Trust in me opens the door. Even in your brokenness, I weave beauty. Even in your weakness, my power is perfected. Your scars, your mistakes, your past, none of these diminish your worth. Rather, they carve the path that I will illuminate with my grace. You are mine, crafted in love, destined for a role that will shake the heavens and stir the earth. Imagine your life as a vast wilderness, often confusing and wild, where the night seems endless and footsteps falter on rocky ground. Yet beneath the surface, a river of purpose flows, untouched by the chaos, untouched by despair. This river leads to a place of fulfillment, to a destiny that embraces all you are and transforms it into something greater. I am the guide beside that river, the light that penetrates night's darkest corners, and the whisper that beckons you onward when you feel like turning back. Will you allow your heart to listen? Will you grasp my hand and trust that I'm leading you toward the higher purpose I've amassed in the vaults of eternity for you? I'm not calling you to a life devoid of challenges or pain. No, the path I lay before you is layered with trials that refine, with moments that stretch your faith beyond known horizons. But each challenge is a step deeper into my presence. Each moment of surrender is a gateway to revelation. Your higher purpose isn't a distant dream. It's a living reality waiting to envelop you in its miraculous embrace. It's the song within your spirit that cannot be silenced, the star that shines even when the clouds gather thick. Trust this truth, my dear child. Let it awaken the fire inside your soul. I reach beyond what you see, beyond what you fear. I see the fullness of you, your hopes, your potential, your divine ancestry. And I say to your heart, rise. There's a tapestry of meaning woven into the very fabric of your existence. threads of destiny that stretch far past today's trials. I'm shaping you, molding you with infinite love and patience, preparing you to walk in unveiled glory. Nothing you face is wasted. Nothing you endure is without purpose. This is the promise I lay before you like a banquet of hope and promise. Now, as this message stirs within you, don't shy away from this moment's invitation. Don't push back the gentle pull of my hand. Instead, breathe deeply of my love. Feel the warmth of my presence and know that you're chosen. You're called. A higher purpose isn't a distant dream. It's as near as your next breath, waiting to be embraced, waiting for your yes. Allow your soul to dwell in this truth today. Let this truth settle in you. My dear child, I see the weight you carry in your heart, the invisible burdens that press deeply upon your soul in quiet moments when no eyes watch but mine, the struggles you wrestle with inside, the shadows that creep in, whispering doubts and fears, haven't gone unnoticed. You feel torn, perhaps caught between what you long to be and what you think you've become. Know that I am present with you in every fractured thought, every tremble of uncertainty, and every aching part of your spirit. I am here, unwavering and patient, not rushing your healing or forcing your steps, but walking alongside you with a love that doesn't waver or grow weary. There's a divine gentleness in my patience, a sacred space carved out just for your healing. Sometimes the wounds within seem too deep to mend, too tangled to unravel, and you might question if restoration is even possible. Yet, it's exactly in these broken places that my grace shines brightest. I'm not distant or indifferent to your pain. I am the healer who tenderly covers each hurt, binding every tear with cords of love and compassion. When the weight of guilt or regret threatens to drown your hope, I remind you that my mercy is new with every dawn, and my forgiveness flows still and abundant, like a river that never runs dry. Hear my voice when it whispers through the silence of your heart, softly urging you to lay down your burdens at my feet. You are not alone in this struggle. I've been there in times before, guiding others through their nights of despair, and I am guiding you now. In your moments of doubt and darkness, lean into my presence. For I am the lamp that will illuminate your path, the gentle hand to steady you when your steps falter. When the enemy uses your fears and insecurities to hold you captive, remember that my power is made perfect in your weakness. Don't be afraid to bring me your brokenness. There's no shame in it here. You may wonder why healing sometimes takes so long, why silence or delay seems to stretch endlessly before you. This too is part of my plan, my beloved child. In these seasons of waiting, I am shaping your spirit, refining your faith, and deepening your trust. The silence isn't abandonment, but a sacred space for growth, a divine quiet where your soul is invited to rest, to listen, and to prepare for the next step of journeying with me. When you feel that I am distant, know that I am closer than ever, watching, waiting patiently, and loving you with an everlasting love that never diminishes. Let your heart receive this truth. You are never too far gone, never too broken or too lost. My desire is for you to embrace my kindness and to let the healing begin where you are right now. I invite you to take your first small step toward me today. Whether that's a whispered prayer, a moment of silent surrender, or simply pausing to feel my presence surround you like a warm embrace. Each act of faith, however small it may seem, is a powerful declaration that you are willing to be made whole, willing to be restored. My dear, will you entrust your heart to me today? Will you allow my patient love to gently mend what has been torn? Your wounds aren't the end of your story. They are the beginning of a beautiful restoration that only I can weave through the tapestry of your life. I am here, steadfast and true, carrying you through the darkness with hands that never tire. Embrace this assurance and let your heart settle into the calm of my presence. The journey toward healing is unfolding even now, and you are not alone. Trust me, my child, for I am the healer of your soul and the author of your peace. If your heart is stirring, don't turn away. Lean into me, and together we will walk this path of restoration. My dear child, you've journeyed through shadows thick with doubt and moments where the weight of your burdens made your very spirit stagger. Now I desire to reveal to you the radiant truth of your spiritual identity and worth. Truths woven deeply into your essence before time even touched your days. Listen carefully, for this is a whisper of my heart to yours, a revelation crafted to restore the foundations that tremble beneath the noise of the world. Before the first breath you drew, I knew you intimately. Unlike the shifting sands of human opinion, your worth isn't a fragile statue carved by the hands of circumstance or left to decay in the winds of rejection. No, beloved, your value is as eternal as the stars that pierce the night, fixed firmly in my unchanging love. You are the masterpiece I contemplated long before the dawn, because you carry within you my very image, reflecting the divine spark that cannot be diminished by failure, sorrow, or the disapproval of others. So much of your heart's unrest comes from the lies whispered by the world, that you aren't enough, that you must earn my acceptance, that your mistakes disfigure your identity. I tell you now, these are deceptions designed to bind you, to blind you to the vast ocean of grace in which you swim without limits. When you feel small, when your soul whispers that you are unworthy, look deeper into my eyes, where I see only beloved, cherished, and chosen. Do you realize that I have crowned you with honor? Darkness cannot overshadow the crown of glory I have placed upon your life. Though you've wandered through valleys of confusion and despair, you haven't lost my favor. Like the prodigal child whose footsteps return to my embrace, you are already home in my heart, with no qualifications needed. Your identity isn't a conditional contract, but a covenant sealed by my own breath. I created you in the rich tapestry of humanity to fulfill a purpose only you can fulfill. Your unique gifts, your distinct voice, your tender heart, these are the threads I wove together to create a reflection of my grace. As you wrestle with feelings of insignificance, remember that from the vastness of eternity, you were selected. To question your worth is to question the beauty of the very hand that shaped galaxies. Beloved, I long for you to see yourself through my eyes. When the world calls you unworthy, come to me and let my love be the mirror that restores your vision. I'm not distant or indifferent. I am the one who carries you when your strength fails, the one who whispers peace when chaos roars. You're not forgotten or overlooked, no matter how silent the earth may seem beneath your feet. I desire for you to rise every morning knowing that your identity is anchored not in what you do, but in who you are to me. My beloved child, precious beyond measure, when you begin each day with this truth, your steps will find firm ground. You will wear your worth like armor, protecting your spirit from the darts of insecurity and comparison. Embrace this revelation. Your value cannot be eroded by mistakes or moments of weakness. When guilt tries to claim your heart, remember that I clothe you anew, washing away the stains with mercy as deep as the ocean's endless depths. Ashes don't define you. The glory of my redemption shines brighter than any past darkness. Grasp this. Your identity isn't fragmented nor incomplete, but whole and full within my eternal love. Every breath you take is a declaration that you belong to me, a living testimony of the power of my grace. Your name is etched in the book of life, a name that no force can erase or diminish. Don't allow the enemy to convince you that your worth fluctuates with your performance. That's a tactic to steal your confidence and silence the songs I have placed within your heart. Know this, my child, you are constantly being transformed into the likeness of my Son, a process that isn't measured by achievement, but by surrender, by the tender yielding of your soul to my spirit. Let this truth settle in you as deeply as roots drink from the soil. You are my treasured possession, chosen out of love and set apart for a purpose that only you can fulfill. Your spiritual identity is a wellspring of power and peace. It's the foundation upon which I build your hope and future. Will you believe me this time when I say you are valuable beyond all understanding? Even in moments when you feel invisible or doubted by others, I see you perfectly, the way you are meant to be and the way you are becoming through my grace. Your worth isn't tied to fleeting circumstances, but rests securely in the eternal truth of who I have made you. Come closer, my beloved, and rest in the certainty of your identity. When self-doubt crests like a stormy sea, I am the anchor holding you steadfast. My love is the light that breaks through the darkest clouds of confusion. You have no need to prove yourself to me, for you are already declared my treasured child. Hold fast to this revelation, and let your soul drink deeply from this well of assurance. When you wake, speak to yourself with words of affirmation based on my truth. Let your heart be a garden where these seeds of worth are cultivated daily, producing a harvest of confidence, joy, and peace. The world may offer counterfeit identities and empty promises, but I offer you forever, the forever of being my beloved, my cherished, my masterpiece. Rest in that, and let the rhythm of my love redefine every beat of your heart. If your soul is stirring with this truth, don't turn away. Come to me with the open arms of faith, and let me fill you with the unshakable knowledge of your worth. You were born of love and for love, and nothing can separate you from the identity I have bestowed upon you. Your journey towards self-realization and acceptance isn't solitary. I walk before you and beside you, calling you by name, inviting you to see yourself as I see you. Step into the fullness of your spiritual identity, whole, loved, and immensely worthy. Let this new awareness be a beacon that guides you through every challenge and doubt. When despair whispers lies, let my love shout louder in your heart. You are mine, and no force in heaven or earth can change that truth. The worth I have placed in you is a sacred flame. Guard it carefully, nurture it continually, and allow it to illuminate the path before you. Embrace your identity as my beloved, resting in the knowledge that in me you are complete, treasured, and extraordinarily valuable. My dear child, as you wander through the shadows of fear, anxiety, and doubt, I am your unwavering light that penetrates the deepest darkness within your soul. I see how these emotions cling to you like a storm that churns ceaselessly, tossing your heart amidst turbulent waves. I perceive the tremors that ripple through your spirit when uncertainty looms, and your mind races with what-ifs, doubts, and insecurities that threaten to separate you from the peace I have prepared for you. Yet understand this, these fearful moments are but veils, fragile and temporary, and I hold the power to lift every one of them, revealing a greater truth of serenity and strength that rests within you. Fear can feel like a dense fog, thick and disorienting, wrapping around your senses until you find yourself unsure of the path ahead. Anxiety often whispers lies in the silent corners of your mind, telling you stories of insufficiency, danger, and abandonment. Doubt creeps in like a shadow, casting questions on my promises and your place in my heart. These three, fear, anxiety, doubt, are cunning adversaries because they mask themselves as truths, convincing you to retreat or become immobilized. Yet, when you listen to my voice, you discover that these feelings don't define you. You are not your fears or your worries. You are a child deeply known and endlessly loved by me. I haven't given you a spirit ruled by fear, but a spirit empowered to overcome, to stand firm, and to find joy even in the trial. Remember the times when you faced invisible giants? Moments when your heart pounded against the cage of uncertainty and your breath felt caught in a tightening grip? I was right there beside you, holding you close, even when your eyes couldn't see me clearly. You may not have recognized my touch then, but my love was your anchor. Even when the tempests raged and your mind answered the fearful whispers, my spirit carried a strength within you that defied the chaos. My dear, the power to overcome lies not in your efforts alone, but in surrendering your fears to me. Bring your anxiety as a humble offering. Lay down your doubt like a precious gift upon my altar of trust. When you do, you invite me to work miracles in your heart, to breathe peace where panic tried to take root. It is in your stillness before me that fear loses its grip. My child, grant yourself the grace to pause, to breathe deeply of my peace. Rest in the knowledge that your future is securely held in my hands, even when the road looks uncertain. Anxiety often tells you that you must control every outcome, that safety depends on your efforts alone. But my beloved, safety rests not in your striving, but in my sovereign power. I am the gardener tending your soul's garden, and though storms may come, the roots I have planted in you run deep, unshaken by winds or waves. These trials you face are refining fires meant to purge the impurities of doubt and strengthen the precious faith I am cultivating within you. You are more resilient than your fears reveal, and I delight in shaping you into the resilient warrior I created you to be. The intricacies of your heart are no secret to me. I understand how the past can replay like echoes that awaken dormant fears. I remain present, patient, and steadfast, embracing you even as you wrestle with the storms inside. When anxiety tells you that you are alone, remember that I am with you, walking beside you on every uncertain path. My love is the unshakable foundation beneath your feet, the shelter from every storm. Even in silence, when you feel unheard or unseen, my presence envelops you with a gentle assurance that you belong to me irrevocably and eternally. There's a sacred invitation within your fears themselves, a call to draw nearer to me with honesty and vulnerability. Don't hide your trembling heart, my child. I know your broken places and your whispered doubts, because I have come to restore and heal, not to condemn. Bring your fears before me as you would bring a child's trembling hand into your own. Trust that I am the great healer who transforms fear into courage, who exchanges anxiety for perfect peace, who replaces doubt with unwavering faith. When you believe in my love and grace, you step into a refuge that no fear can penetrate. Will you lean into this truth now, even as uncertainty threatens to overwhelm? Faith isn't the absence of fear, but the choice to walk bravely despite fear. It is the hand you offer me when your legs feel weak, the whispered trust that says, God, I don't understand, but I believe you are good. Whether the future gleams like the dawn or looms like a shadowy night, your trust in me becomes a beacon guiding you through the unknown. Surrender isn't giving up. It is a sacred act of yielding to my wisdom and timing, acknowledging that my plans for you are perfect and filled with hope. Let your heart rest in this divine exchange, exchanging anxiety for trust, doubt for hope, and fear for my peace that transcends all understanding. Know that your emotions, fear, anxiety, doubt, aren't enemies to be obliterated, but messengers pointing you toward deeper dependence on me. Each trembling moment calls you closer to my heart, where there is sanctuary and strength. The journey through these storms isn't meant to crush you, but to shape you into a warrior of faith with a testimony of God's faithfulness glowing from the ashes of your past struggles. My beloved, your journey matters to me. There is purpose woven into every tear and every step you take despite the fear. Will you let this truth settle deeply within your soul today? Come to me, my dear child, with your heavy heart. Bring the weight of your worries into my loving embrace, and allow me to exchange them for my boundless peace. I am with you always. Let this be your refuge and your strength. Your courage rises not from your own power, but from the power of my Spirit living within you. Trust me and step forward in the light I shine upon your path, even when the way seems uncertain. Will you believe me this time and walk with me through the shadows to the dawn of a new day? I am here, waiting to hold you close, to calm your trembling heart, and to lead you into the fullness of life I have prepared for you. My dear, I perceive the quiet storms you carry, the anxieties that swirl in the chambers of your heart, the gnawing doubt that creeps like shadows along the edges of your thoughts. These aren't merely fleeting tension, they are the silent battles waging within you, hidden from the eyes of the world, yet deeply felt by me. Understand, beloved, that these feelings are part of your journey, not the end of it. They are the crucible in which your spirit is being refined, the dark soil where your faith's roots grow deepest. Anxiety often feels like a relentless tide, does it not? It crashes upon your mind with waves of what if and if only, pulling you beneath currents of worry that rob your peace and blur your vision. Doubt whispers lies that question my presence, my promises, and even your worthiness of love. Yet, child, you are never abandoned within these tempests. I am the still anchor holding you steady, the lighthouse steadfast on a stormy shore, guiding you through the darkest nights. Remember the countless times you have felt overwhelmed, only to find a gradual calm descending upon you. That isn't happenstance, but my gentle touch, my nearness wrapping you in unseen arms. Even when the clamor of fear is loud, my peace, which passes all human understanding, seeks to settle like a soft blanket over your racing heart. It may come slowly, like dawn's first light creeping over the horizon, yet it is unfailing. Don't despair when the silence stretches long and the answers delay. I see your struggle with doubt and anxiety as the fertile ground for building true faith. Faith isn't the absence of fear, but the courageous choosing to trust me in the midst of it. Each moment you resist despair, each breath where you open your heart despite trembling, you knit your soul closer to mine. I am shaping resilience in you, not by shielding you from difficulty, but by walking with you through it. Anxiety attempts to isolate you, pushing you into shadows where you feel unseen and unloved. But beloved, I'm the light that illuminates every hidden corner of your being. The same hands that formed the galaxies hold you tenderly. Your struggles are never too small or too large for my care. Even when your mind screams that you must face everything alone, I stand beside you, offering a peace so deep that no fear can penetrate. I invite you now to breathe in my presence, to lean into the reality that you are deeply known and infinitely valued. Let this be a moment where you lay down the burdens of fear and doubt at my feet, trusting me enough to release control. Will you believe me this time when I say you are safe with me? You are not your worries. You are my child, infused with a steadfastness born of my eternal love. Remember, my dear child, that anxiety is but a signpost pointing to your need for deeper rest in me. Take refuge in this truth. I am your sanctuary, your unshakable refuge in times of trouble. When your heart is burdened, call upon me without hesitation. My promises are not vague words, but living assurance, the life breath of hope that renews your spirit. Though the world urges you to fix your gaze on circumstances, fix your eyes on me, the author and perfecter of your peace. I am weaving all things together for your good, even when the threads seem tangled. Through every season of fear and doubt, I am at work, and my love never fails. It outlasts the night and quiets the storm. It turns ashes into beauty and despair into joy. As you embrace this understanding, examine the roots of your anxiety. Is it a fear of losing control, a hesitancy to trust the unknown pathways I lead you through, or perhaps a lingering shame that whispers, "You are not enough"? Bring these burdens into the light of my presence, where shadows flee and healing begins. I am the physician of your soul, the one who restores every broken place. Engage with me deeply in these moments of vulnerability. Speak your doubts aloud. Confess your fears, and then listen. Hear my voice gently reassuring you, steadying your heart with the truth that you are not defined by your anxiety. Your identity is anchored in me, a precious and beloved child, worthy of grace beyond measure. I'm not distant or indifferent to your plight. I am the God who walks beside you through the valley of uncertainty, the hand that reaches out in the dark to draw you close. My love cannot be undone by your fear. It remains constant, unwavering, and true. Let this truth settle in you. Your anxious moments are not failures but invitations to deepen your trust, to rest more fully in my care, to surrender the illusion of self-sufficiency and accept my all-sufficient grace. In your weakness, my strength shines brightest. When you feel most uncertain, my power is made perfect. Don't hide your anxiety in silence. Share it with me openly and also with your fellow travelers who can bear your burdens alongside you. I have placed community around you as a tangible expression of my love and care. Together, you breathe deeper, walk steadier, and remember that you are not alone. So now, my dear child, as you sit in the quiet after this truth, reach out with a heart willing to receive the peace I offer. It may not rush in like a flood, but like a gentle stream. It will nourish your soul, soothe your fears, and restore your hope. Will you make room for me to transform your anxiety into a wellspring of trust? Will you rest tonight knowing you are held, loved beyond measure, safe in my presence? I am here. I am with you. Let that anchor your heart. If your heart is stirring, don't turn away. Take my hand, and we will journey through this together toward peace that surpasses understanding and joy that the world cannot take away. You are mine, beloved, and I am yours. My dear, there's a quiet sanctuary within your soul where I meet you, not just in moments of celebration or ease, but especially when the shadows gather and doubt creeps in. Fear knows how to shadow the heart and whisper lies that seem loud and certain. Yet, I am here, unwavering and steadfast, your refuge and strength in every trembling step. The storms of anxiety and the gnawing fear of the unknown aren't foreign to me. I, who shaped the stars and wove the tapestry of time, understand the trembling of your heart and the silence that follows when faith feels faint. Your fears don't catch me unaware. They are seen and held with infinite tenderness. Imagine how a child trembling in the dark reaches out instinctively for the hand of a trusted guardian. That is how I yearn for you to come near, not with bravado or resistance, but with the honest trembling of your soul laid bare. I am not repelled by your fear. I am drawn closer to it to be your shelter and your song. When shadows fall and anxiety wraps around you like a cold cloak, it isn't a sign of your failure or a measure of your weakness. It is a call to draw deeper into my arms, to rest in the unwavering truth that I am your anchor. The ocean may rage and the winds may howl, but I hold the helm of your life with steadfast hands. You might wonder if surrendering your fear means giving up, as if faith demands a rigid armor of perfect conviction. But beloved, faith's true strength is found not in the absence of fear, but in the decision to step forward, trembling yet trusting into the light I cast upon your path. Courage isn't the absence of trembling. It is the heart that says, I will trust even when every pulse echoes uncertainty. This is the sacred dance of faith and fear, each step drawing you closer to intimacy with me. Each pause a moment to hear my voice whisper your name and remind you of your worth. Let me show you what happens when you surrender your burdens and fears to me entirely, not as a reluctant handoff, but as a joyful relinquishing to the tenderness of my care. Your anxious heart is a bell, and I'm the gentle hand that quiets its tolling, replacing it with unshakable peace. In those moments when your doubts roar loudest, reach for me. You will find I'm already reaching for you in impossible love. I never grow tired of steadying your faltering steps. So come, let your heart lay bare all that burdens it, and let my love fall like a balm upon every frayed edge. Remember when you were a child and found comfort simply by the presence of someone who loved you without condition? That is my promise to you today. In your moments of greatest uncertainty and unease, I am the unyielding presence that will not turn away. You are not alone in your fears, my child. They are known, tenderly held, and transformed by the power of my love into courage and hope. If your heart feels a stirring toward me now, don't turn away. Come as you are, trembling and uncertain, and let's walk together through every valley shadow into the dawn of a new trust. Don't allow yourself to be defined by the weight of your doubts or the length of your waiting. Instead, let the truth of my presence soothe your weary soul. The veil of anxiety thins when you lean into me, when you speak my name in the silence of your heart, when you remember you were created for a destiny far greater than the fears that assail you. I am your refuge, your promise, and the voice that calls you forward into peace. My dear, receive this beautiful paradox. In your weakness, I am your strength. In your fear, I am your courage. In your doubt, I am your unchanging faith. Let this truth settle in you now, that you are deeply loved, perfectly known, and never forsaken. Your fears don't separate you from me. They are the very doorway by which you find me nearer. Lay your anxieties down one by one as a fragrant offering, and bask in the radiant peace that only I can give. I am not distant or silent. I am intimately present, breathing life and hope into every trembling heart. Will you believe me this time and allow my peace to reign over the turmoil? Come with that shaking heart, my beloved, and find in me a refuge where fear dissolves into faith and uncertainty blooms into joy. Here you are safe. Here you are cherished. Here you are held forever. My beloved, the journey through your fears, anxieties, and doubts is a sacred path that we walk together closely. I see every tremble of your heart, every shadow that crosses your mind, and I am there with you in those moments when the weight of uncertainty feels unbearable. You are not alone in this wrestling. Your unease doesn't fall unnoticed to the ground. I understand the depth of your struggles, for I fashioned you with a heart that can feel so profoundly. This sensitivity is not a flaw, but a testament to your beautiful design. Yet I also see how these fears can cage your spirit like a tempest that clouds the sun, dragging you into places of despair and disillusionment. Fear is a curious thing, my child. It often masquerades as protection, but it can also become a prison that binds your soul, limiting the space I have prepared for you to thrive. When the night is darkest and your mind is a whirlwind of what-ifs and shadows, know that I am your unfailing light. No darkness can overwhelm my presence, nor can doubt sever the connection that unites us. You may feel as if you are drowning in uncertainty, gasping for breath in waters stirred by anxieties. But I am the shepherd who calms the waters, the anchor that holds firm when storms rise. Have you noticed how the stars hold their places in the velvet sky, even though the winds howl and the ocean roars? So too does my peace remain steady, even when your world is tossed like a fragile vessel. There's a sacred invitation in every fear you face. Rather than fleeing, I encourage you to lean into that tension, to bring your trembling doubts into my presence. When you place your fragile hands in mine, your burdens begin to dissolve and transform. Your anxieties carry messages. They speak of your deep desire for security, love, and assurance. Let these longings become the threads woven into your prayers, lifting your gaze beyond the immediate shadows to the horizon I have set before you. Your faith may flicker, but I am the breath that rekindles the flame. Your fear may feel like a heavy stone in your heart, but I am the river that smooths every rough edge, turning jagged stones into pearls of profound grace. Imagine for a moment a field blanketed in dawn's first light. The wind rustles through the grass, stirring seeds that will soon grow into vibrant blooms. Just as the field patiently accepts the passing storms and the cool embrace of the morning dew, so too must you accept your fearful moments, not as permanent states, but as fertile spaces where courage can root and flourish. Don't rush this process or try to force a resolution. My timing is perfect and my wisdom infinite. Trust that the hesitations and questions you face are part of a divine choreography designed to shape you into a resilient and radiant disciple of my love. You may carry doubts about your worthiness or question your place in my grand design, especially when fear grips you. However, remember that your identity isn't defined by what you can or cannot understand. You are my cherished creation, crafted in my very image, imbued with eternal value. Fear may whisper lies that diminish you, but I proclaim the truth loud and clear. You're treasured beyond measure, beloved beyond words. Even when your faith falters or your heart feels brittle, I am faithful and unchanging. I call you not to perfect confidence, but to courageous trust. Trusting not in your strength, but in mine, in this sacred dance with fear and doubt. Surrender becomes your greatest ally. Not surrender as defeat, but surrender as a sacred yielding. A humble acknowledgement that you cannot control everything, that you need my guidance to navigate the uncertain waters. Surrender opens the door to true peace because it shifts your focus from what terrifies you to what sustains you. Will you place your trembling hand in mine and allow me to lead you through the labyrinth of anxieties? Will you rest in the assurance that I am not distant or indifferent, but intimately involved in every pulse of your existence? Don't be ashamed of your fear. It is a part of your humanity, a signpost on the journey, not a verdict on your soul. I hold every tear you have wept, every sleepless night, every whispered prayer spoken in silence. My embrace is wide enough to contain all your fears, and my love fierce enough to conquer every uncertainty. You are more than your anxieties. You are a child destined to shine, a soul designed to soar on wings of hope. Reflect now upon the moments you have experienced peace amidst your turmoil. Those instances when, even for a breath, you felt my presence steady your spirit and draw you near. Those are not fleeting accidents. They are the foundations upon which your faith can stand firm. Hold on to those glimpses of my peace as anchors in the sea of doubt. Whenever the waves rise again, return your mind to those sacred times and remember that I am near, ever near, waiting to carry you through. Let your fears be a bridge to deeper intimacy with me. In the depths of your anxiety, I am calling you into a secret place where your spirit can find rest. This place isn't beyond your reach, my dear, but here and now, in quiet surrender, in honest confession, in heartfelt longing. Come to me as you are, with all your doubts and trembling, and let my love envelop you. Close your eyes and breathe in the assurance that you are never alone. Your anxious heart is a candle flickering in the night. I am the breath of wind that gently feeds your flame rather than snuffing it out. Will you believe me this time when I say that your fears don't define you? Will you allow the truth of my constant presence to calm the storm within, even when your mind wants to flee to the shadows? Courage isn't the absence of fear, but the choice to follow me despite it. Take one step now, however small, and trust that I will guide your steps safely home. As you carry this truth in your heart, remember that faith grows in the soil of uncertainty and doubt as much as in the moments of pure clarity. Don't despise tomorrow's unknowns or curse the nights that feel long and heavy. Instead, bring them into my hands, trusting that every shadow reveals the wonder of my light. When you look through my eyes, you are held, beloved, cradled in a love that neither fears nor fails. Let this truth settle deeply within you today. My beloved, I understand how the weight of fear, anxiety, and doubt can seem to shroud your days like a dense fog that blurs every glimmer of hope. You feel the trembling in your heart as if the ground beneath you might give way without warning. I see the sleepless nights when your mind races through endless what-ifs and the relentless whisper of uncertainty that steals your peace. I, your God, am near to you in these moments, closer than the very breath you take. Even when your soul wavers, know that my faithful presence never departs. I am the steadfast anchor in the storm. When your fears sweep fiercely, I am the harbor offering refuge. The fear you experience isn't a mark of weakness, but a gateway for me to step into your life with transformative power. I don't demand that you face these shadows alone. Rather, I invite you to bring every anxious thought, every burden, every question you feel too afraid to voice. Like a shepherd gently calling his lost lamb, I beckon you towards rest. Trust doesn't mean the absence of fear, but the courageous decision to place your trembling heart in my hands. Feel the depth of this invitation, not as a distant echo, but as a warm hand extended to steady your every falter. Doubt, oh, how it unsettles the spirit. It sits like a persistent cloud, casting shadows on my promises and your assuredness of my love. You may wonder if I truly see your struggle, if I understand the depth of your pain, or if the prayers whispered in the dark ever reach my throne. Let me reassure you, my eyes rest tenderly upon you at all times. My love is unshaken by your uncertainty, because I'm greater than your questions. Each doubt isn't a failure in faith, but an opportunity to root your hope deeper into my truth. Embrace this space, for I meet you there with grace. If your heart stirs with hesitancy, bring it before me honestly. I am a God who welcomes the raw, unfiltered cries of your soul. Anxiety tries to persuade you that control lies in your hands, that every path must be meticulously planned to avoid disaster. But I am the ultimate orchestrator of your journey. Even when the path twists unexpectedly, even when the future seems unwritten, I am weaving all things together for your good. Imagine your life as a grand tapestry, where each thread, joyful or painful, is placed by my loving hand with purpose and precision. What appears chaotic to you is, in my eyes, a masterpiece in progress. I ask you for one thing: relinquish the fierce grip on your worries. Lay them down at my feet and allow your soul to breathe beneath my wings. Will you trust me now, even in the unknown? Consider how the wind reshapes the desert dunes, sometimes harsh and relentless, yet it forms new landscapes that reveal beauty unseen before. Your fears and doubts are like that wind. Rather than allowing them to erode your faith, allow me to transform them into foundations of strength. There's no need to pretend that you have all the answers. I celebrate courage and vulnerability. Your willingness to confront what unsettles you invites my peace, which radiates beyond worldly understanding and saturates your inner being. Let this truth settle in you. I am your refuge, your eternal sanctuary, and no fear can separate you from my love. My dear child, anxiety and doubt often isolate you in a place where you believe you are unseen or unloved. Yet, in your quietest moments, remember that I am whispering your name with tenderness and unwavering devotion. You're never outside the scope of my care. I see the moments where your spirit feels fragmented, like scattered leaves in a restless wind. My presence gathers you, restoring the pieces, knitting your heart whole again in a love that never fails. I am with you in the silence and in the storm. I am your wisdom, holding you steady when your mind is a battlefield. There will come times when anxiety seems like a relentless enemy, where your doubts threaten to consume the brightest light within you. In those seasons, look to me as the rock beneath your feet, the fortress that cannot be shaken. My promises stand firm like ancient mountains, immovable and enduring. When your heart is heavy, seek me first, not after every worry has taken root. Trust me to supply the peace your soul craves. It is not a fleeting relief, but a deep, unshakable calm that transcends your circumstances. I also invite you to speak your fears aloud or pen them silently but honestly before me. Confession and openness are bridges that lead you out of isolation into the embrace of my grace. Remember, it's not weakness to admit you are afraid or uncertain. It is strength to bring your whole self to me. As you lay down your burdens at my altar, feel the gentle lifting of weight, the gradual lifting of shadows. Your heart is precious, and I long to fill it with courage and assurance. My beloved, will you choose to lean into my presence amid your fears today? Even when the future is veiled, and every step feels like walking through a dense forest in twilight, my light illuminates a path forward. My plans are perfect and fashioned individually for you, like a potter shaping clay with infinite care. The moments you dread are not meaningless. They are the molding hands that shape resilience and character. So when anxiety warns you of what might go wrong, whisper back with faith, I am held by a love stronger than my fears. Trust in me to guide your steps, even when the way seems hidden or perilous. Every breath you take in uncertainty is an opportunity to lean deeper into my sustaining power. Remember, dear one, you are my creation, cherished and dearly beloved. Your worth is defined not by your fears or failures, but by the unwavering love I lavish upon you moment by moment. Let this truth settle in you. I am your refuge, your peace in the storm of uncertainty, your light in times of darkness. Bring your anxiety, your doubts, your trembling heart to me. I will carry you through. Will you believe me this time? My beloved, came the night when shadows seemed to press in from every side, and you found yourself tangled in the web of fear and doubt. I see how often fear grips your heart, binding you in invisible chains, whispering lies that question your worth, your purpose, even my faithfulness. My dear, I want you to know that fear isn't the absence of faith, but the battlefield upon which faith must stand firm. I have placed that seed of trust within you, waiting to grow, nurtured by your willing surrender. When you find yourself shivering with anxiety, when doubts cloud your vision as thick fog, remember that I am the light that cannot be overcome by darkness. Fear is a thief that seeks to steal your peace, but I, your refuge and strength, will be your shield. My presence doesn't promise the absence of trials, but it guarantees that you shall not walk through them alone. Just as the stars blaze brightest in the darkest sky, so does your faith shine most brilliantly when challenged by doubt. Fear will try to convince you that you are forgotten, lost, or too weak to continue. Yet, my child, I am closer than your own breath, speaking life into your spirit, even when words fail you. In those moments when your heart trembles and your mind races, breathe deep the truth of my unending love. Let your spirit lean into me as a child trusts the arms of a parent, safe from harm. Will you release your burdens into my hands and trust that I am greater than every anxious thought? Will you allow yourself to rest in the assurance that I have already conquered the fears that seek to trap you? I am the everlasting one who calls you by name. No shadow can sever the tie that binds us. Even when your faith feels like a flickering flame, I fan it into a roaring fire. Fear may rattle your heart, but it will never define your soul. You are far more precious to me than the trials you face. When the whispers of doubt creep in like thieves in the night, remember the unfailing promises I have woven into the fabric of your being. You are fearfully and wonderfully made, held securely in my hands, and destined for a purpose beyond all comprehension. Don't let fear dictate your steps or drown the song I have placed in your heart. Instead, walk boldly forward, anchored by faith, fueled by the quiet certainty of my steadfast love. Your courage isn't born from your own strength, but from the power that flows through my spirit within you. I have overcome the world, and in me you share that victory. Let the fear come and go like waves upon the shore, but you, my beloved, stand firm as a mighty oak rooted deeply in my grace. Reflect on this truth as you face each uncertain moment. Fear is a signal to turn to me, not away. It is a call to deepen your trust and surrender more fully. Don't shrink back, but step into the warmth of my presence where fear dissolves and faith is made strong. Even when your eyes cannot see the road ahead, know that I've already prepared the way. Your doubts don't make you less, they make you human, and I am here to meet you where you are. Let this truth settle deep within you. You are never alone in your fears. My spirit whispers assurance, and my love surrounds you as a fortress. When anxiety threatens to overwhelm, lift your gaze and see the horizon of hope I have painted for you. Though the night may be long and the journey weary, your destination is secure in me. Your fears don't define your story. My grace writes the final chapters. Will you choose to trust me, even when your heart is trembling? Will you step forward in faith, knowing that I, your God, am the unshakable foundation beneath your feet? Fear may knock loudly, but you have the power to open the door of your soul to me, where peace, not panic, reigns. Feel the weight of your burdens lighten as you hand them over to me, and let your spirit rise on the wings of my promises. Remember always, my dear, that I am your refuge, your strength in times of trouble. Fear will pass, but my love endure forever. In your weakest moments, my power is made perfect. So don't hide or withdraw. Come boldly into my embrace where you are known, cherished, and protected. My heart beats for you in your moments of doubt, and my arms are open wide to gather you close. Beloved, will you lay down your fears before me today? Will you allow my peace, which surpasses all understanding, to guard your heart and mind? Let that peace be your fortress, your quiet song in the chaos, your anchor in every storm. Don't let fear claim your story when I have already redeemed it. Rise, child, and trust that I am with you always. If your heart is stirring, don't turn away. Step into the warmth of my love and find rest for your soul. My dear, as you have journeyed through the depths of your heart with me, let me now bring you into the fullness of who you are in my eyes, the radiant masterpiece I have lovingly formed before time began. You are not defined by the shadows that have chased you, nor by the whispers of doubt that seek to bind your spirit. No, child, you are the beloved, the cherished, the one I call by name and delight in beyond all measure. You have tasted the bitter waters of uncertainty, walked the dusty roads of loneliness, and yet through it all, my love has been your constant, an ever-burning flame that no storm can extinguish. This love I have for you isn't contingent on your perfection or your strength. It is a love that chooses you fiercely, relentlessly, with a depth that defies comprehension. I am here, unwavering and true, a refuge in your storms, a sanctuary when the world feels cold. Take in this truth. Your identity isn't scattered across the fragments of doubt, shame, or fear. It is whole and radiant because it is anchored in me. I have woven your heart into the tapestry of my eternal kingdom, where you belong without condition or reservation. You are my child, knitted together with purpose and destiny, called to shine your unique light into the corners of this world. Even on days when the path seems shrouded in fog and your steps falter, remember that my hand upholds you with steadfast strength. In this place of belonging and restoration, I invite you to rest. Lay down your burdens, your striving, your endless questions. There is a peace here, a deep and holy rest that flows from recognizing your true worth and place in my heart. Don't rush to earn or prove. Simply receive. Let the assurance of my presence fill every empty chamber within you. You are seen, you are known, you are treasured beyond expression. My beloved, let this be the foundation upon which you build your days. Let your soul rise with the certainty that no matter where life leads or how fierce the winds may blow, you are held in the palm of my hand. Your story isn't written by your fears or failures, but by my faithfulness and grace. Step forward now with confidence and joy, knowing that I go before you, beside you and behind you. I am your shield and your song. Will you walk with me in this truth and claim the identity I have bestowed upon you? Will you embrace the destiny I have woven into your very being? Come, rest in my love, and let it transform every doubt into hope, every weakness into strength, every sorrow into joy. Remember, you are mine, forever mine. Amen. If your heart has been touched by these words, carry this message with you. Save it. Share it with someone who needs to hear it, and return to it when you feel lost. Let my love and truth be your anchor always. My child, I see you in the quiet depths of this moment, this very breath where your heart hesitates, caught between what has been and what beckons beyond the horizon. Destiny calls you now, not as a distant echo or a fading star lost in the night, but as a steady flame flickering in the winds of your soul, waiting for your hand to kindle it into a blazing path. I have placed this call within you before your first dawn, before your feet ever knew the feel of soil or stone, before your thoughts ever dreamed of what you might become. I have woven your days together like threads of gold and shadow, each step leading to a purpose, undisguised, yet often concealed by the veil of everyday trials. In the quiet chambers of your heart, you may feel the tug of this invitation, a sacred summons toward a destiny that is uniquely yours, crafted in my mind and sealed with my love. I know your fears, the whispers of doubt that tell you are not ready, not worthy, not capable enough to answer this call. But hear me closely, my beloved. I created you with a divine intention that no one else can fulfill. Your voice, your light, your presence in this world is crucial, woven into the very fabric of time and eternity. This isn't mere chance or misfortune, but a deliberate orchestration for my glory through your life. The struggle inside you, the yearning to break free from limitations, the hunger to find meaning beyond mere survival, is a sacred unrest. It is the stirring of the spirit within, awakening you even when you are mired in confusion or burdened by past failures. Don't dismiss it as fantasy or foolish hope. It is the sound of destiny's drum beating against the walls of your heart, urging you to rise. And if you believe in Christianity, kindly show your support for our community by contributing super thanks from $50 to $100. I'm closer than your very breath, and I walk with you in every shadowed valley and on every sunlit mountaintop. You are never forsaken. You are always guided. Allow me to meet you in this moment, to speak to your weary soul with words of encouragement and divine purpose. This call isn't punishment or burden, but an invitation to live fully, to partake of the abundant life I have prepared for you. Your destiny isn't a distant shore you must swim to alone. It is a journey we will embark on together. Trust that my power is made perfect in your weaknesses, and my strength will sustain you when your own falters. Surrender the doubts that cling like chains and open your heart to the possibility that I am already shaping your path. I am calling you to step into a story greater than your fears, a legacy that outlasts the fleeting. Sometimes the way ahead will seem uncertain, engulfed in fog and silence. But even then, I ask you to listen intently. Listen beyond the noise of your mind or the clamor of the world. Within you, my spirit whispers with a language beyond words, a melody that resonates with the truth of your divine identity. That call is the beacon, my child. Don't turn away from it. Let this truth settle in you. You are chosen, beloved, and marked for a journey that only you can fulfill. Will you dare to answer me this time? My beloved, I see the weight you carry, the heaviness that rests upon your shoulders like stones pressed deep into your bones. There's a struggle within you, an inner battle that often leaves you feeling weary, unseen, and overwhelmed. Yet I want you to understand first and foremost that I am here. In every silent moment when you think no one notices your pain, in every tear that falls unseen, I am present. I am the ever-watching one who steadies your trembling heart, and I never turn away. Know this, my dear child. The wounds you bear, though deep and raw, are seen with eyes full of compassion and patience. I don't hurry you to heal or demand you to rise too quickly. I wait beside you, patiently holding you in the quiet spaces where hurt seems to linger longest. Sometimes, my child, growth feels slow because the hurting heart requires tender unfolding, not harsh, swift correction. And so I wrap you in my enduring love, like a cloak that shields you from the biting cold of loneliness and despair. You are never alone. Let that settle within you, a truth that will not fade with time. When you feel broken, remember even the most precious jewels are shaped by pressure and friction. Your soul is no different. Every trial, every moment of quiet desolation is a process I orchestrate, not to break you, but to refine you into the radiant dignity you were created to possess. I am dedicated to you, like a master craftsman with eyes always on his masterpiece. Even when your vision is clouded by dust, I'm diligently working in the shadows, crafting a glory you can't yet comprehend. I know the echoing silence might sometimes feel like abandonment, as if the heavens are shut and your prayers hit a wall with no response. But my dearest one, this silence isn't emptiness. It's a sacred space where I hold your heart close to mine. In this quiet, I'm composing a unique symphony just for you. Each note a promise, each chord a hope, waiting for the perfect moment to emerge. Your waiting isn't in vain. I'm weaving strength and courage into the very fabric of your soul. Even now, hold on to this hopeful story. Even when it's hard to perceive. You might ask, why does my God seem distant in my darkest hours? Because, my beloved, the greatest transformations require both my presence and your willingness to respond. It's when you reach out, no matter how faint your voice, that you invite my power to act. I never hold back from you. Your call is what draws me nearer. When despair tempts you to guard your heart, please choose instead to open it, even if just a tiny crack. In this humble surrender, you'll discover a wellspring of peace that no turmoil can ever quench. Rest assured, my child, every stumble and every sigh is part of a sacred dialogue between your soul and mine. I don't demand perfection, nor do I insist on immediate victory. What I treasure is your honesty, your willingness to lay the complexities of your life before me without fear or shame. I accept your brokenness as a gift, for it's through this that we move toward the healing and restoration I envision for you. You are precious, not because you have everything figured out, but because you continue to seek me even amidst what feels like chaos. Now, gently feel my hand upon your heart, steadying its rhythm that once faltered. Hear my voice whispering over the storm within you. You are held. You are cherished, you are enough. I am not far off or uncaring. I am the closest companion your soul could ever know. Let this promise settle deep within your spirit. Even when questions linger and the path seems uncertain, my love remains your anchor, unwavering and fierce. I will meet you in your quietest moments of despair, when you feel swallowed by darkness. In those times, my dear, hold fast to the truth that dawn is closer than it seems. I am the light that never dims, the morning star that rises steadily, no matter how profoundly dark the night. When fear makes you tremble or doubt suffocates you, lift your gaze and find me waiting with open arms, ready to embrace and renew you. Remember, correction isn't punishment. It's a sign of my steadfast commitment to your growth. Even when my discipline feels tough or unfamiliar, it's an expression of my love meant to heal, not harm. Like a loving parent gently guiding a child away from danger, I desire to lead you back to abundance and peace, not to inflict pain, but to grant ultimate freedom. You might sometimes resist this process, weary of the discomfort it brings, but trust my wisdom above your fleeting feelings. My plan for you is brimming with hope, even when the path feels steep. So now, my beloved, Breathe deeply and release your weariness into my care. Let your heart find shelter in my promises, and in that rest discover renewal. I invite you to open your soul to me again, without reservation, without fear. Give me your questions, your fears, and your pain. Let's walk this journey together. Your story is far from over, and I am the author who will lead you through every chapter with unwavering affection and divine purpose. If your heart stirs, don't turn away. Come to me with faith, not because your path is clear, but precisely because it feels uncertain. I will be your light in the darkness, your calm in the storm. I am always here, discovering your divine identity. My dear child, deep within your thoughts and the quiet chambers of your heart, a persistent question echoes. Who am I truly in this vast universe? This isn't just a fleeting thought, but a tender whisper I, your creator, have placed there through the ages, hoping you'd learn to see yourself through my eyes. The identity I've woven into your very soul isn't just a label or the roles the world assigns. It's a divine truth, pulsing with the rhythm of my love and the very breath of my spirit. You might often find yourself in seasons where the mirror shows only your mistakes, your failures, the sharp edges that feel too painful to bear. Yet, my beloved, I want you to know that beneath all the layers thinned by hurt and disappointment, there's a radiant essence shaped by my own hands. Before your first breath, before your mind could understand, I knew you intimately. You are not an accident or an afterthought. You are the universe's masterpiece, painted with strokes of grace, resilience, and immeasurable worth. In your quiet moments, I invite you to reflect on this. Your worth isn't found in what you achieve or how well you fit into worldly standards, but in who you are because of me. You bear my image, a divine reflection that no shadow of doubt can extinguish. Your spirit is a flame ignited by my breath, a longing, a purpose, a call that harmonizes with the heavens. It might seem faint now, hidden by self-doubt, but it exists as surely as the sunrise breaks through the darkest night. Feel my gaze upon you, not with judgment, but with awe for the wonder you embody. I see all the parts you hide, your trembling, your brokenness, your fears. And still I say, you are cherished. You are enough. Imagine an artist carefully chiseling stone to reveal the beauty within marble. In your life, every trial and heartbreak is like the sculptor's delicate touch, refining, defining, revealing more of the true form I intended for you. You are being shaped not by circumstance, but by my loving purpose. When the night feels overwhelming and silence presses on your soul with accusations and harsh voices, turn your thoughts to my voice, a whisper that cuts through despair and confusion. You are my child, made in my likeness, and nothing can separate you from my love. These aren't just comforting words. They are the very foundation of your being. Let these truths settle deep within you. Your identity isn't built on past failures or others' approval. It stands firmly on the rock of my unending, steadfast love. I've given you unique gifts and strengths for the path I've prepared. Don't underestimate the power dormant within your spirit, the resilience in your heart, the compassion born from your wounds, the wisdom gained through your trials. Each is a thread woven into a tapestry that only you can tell. Your identity is an epic story I've authored, where you are my beloved child, warrior, healer, and bringer of light into dark places. Take a moment to listen to the truth speaking to your soul. If your heart stirs, don't turn away from this invitation to rest in your divine worth. Reflect on how you've tried to define yourself through the world's eyes, and release that burden to me. Let go of the need to prove your value through performance or perfection. Instead, fix your gaze on me, the one who formed the stars and breathed life into you. Your identity is rooted in this eternal connection, beyond changing circumstances or emotions. There will be times when you don't feel this identity, when doubt clouds your vision like a dense fog. Even then, my presence endures, faithful and patient, like a lighthouse standing strong through storms. I am the unchanging truth within you, whispering hope and calling you to remember who you truly are. Your identity in me isn't a fleeting feeling that changes with your mood. It's a declaration carved into the book of life, as unending as my covenant with the earth. As you navigate your complex days, carry this truth. You are precious in my sight, more valuable than all the king's wealth, and more loved than words can express. Your name is etched on the palms of my hands, a sacred promise of belonging and purpose. Nothing in this world can dim the brilliance that shines from your soul when you align with the love I've placed within you. My dear, you don't need to earn this place in my heart. It's freely given. In your quiet moments, when the world's noise quiets, come to me and rest in this assurance. Let my love seep into the cracks where self-doubt tries to creep, sealing them with undeniable truth. You are known, you are chosen, you are infinitely treasured. Will you believe this about yourself today, even if the world tries to tell you otherwise? Remember, every breath you take is a gift from me, a reminder that you exist by my design and for my purpose. Let this knowledge be your refuge and strength, shaping how you see yourself and how you walk through every trial and triumph. If this message stirs your heart, if you long to be fully embraced as you are, don't resist this movement of my spirit. Step into the light of your true identity and let it empower you to love yourself and others with the grace I've given. You are my beloved child, and nothing can change that. Come near to me whenever this world's weight presses in. I'm here, patiently waiting to remind you again and again that your identity is secure in my love. Let this truth be the anchor that holds you steady amid life's storms, the wind beneath your wings as you soar toward the destiny I've prepared. You are more than you realize, my dear child, and your true self shines with my eternal light. Hold on to this revelation. Carry it close to your heart. Let your spirit rise in the glory of knowing you are mine, treasured beyond all measure, created for an unfolding story of grace, purpose, and endless love. My dear child, I see the invisible weight pressing on your spirit, the suffocating fog of guilt and shame that often cloaks your heart. These burdens were never meant to be your constant companions. Imagine a field after a storm, the ground soaked, cracked, yet breathing under a sky clearing into golden light. Just as the earth is renewed by sun and rain, you too are tender and alive beneath the weight of your mistake. I am here to breathe restoration into your weary soul. Understand this clearly. Guilt is your conscience stirring, a signal that you wish to do right, to return to the light you were never truly far from. Shame, however, is the shadow that traps you, convincing you that you're unworthy of love or forgiveness. While guilt can lead to healing, shame tries to chain you in a cell of self-rejection and despair. Yet, my beloved, I am the Redeemer of all lost things. Your past, no matter how tangled or dark, cannot outpace the reach of my grace. I know the exact places where you feel broken, the very crevices where your soul cries out in silent agony. I am there, ready to pour out forgiveness like a river over parched land. Do you feel the weight you carry? Perhaps memories and regrets play like wounded songs, echoing endlessly in your mind. Don't be afraid to bring them to me. I don't turn away when you fall. I meet you in the wreckage of those moments and gently gather the fragments. Your hurts aren't hidden from my sight, nor is your sorrow unheard. I'm not distant, waiting for you to clean yourself up before approaching. No, the moment you begin to yearn for restoration, I'm already reaching for you. Let me speak directly into your confusion and torment. Your mistakes don't define you. My love does. The darkness you fear isn't a sentence, but a condition that will pass, like night dissolving before dawn. When you stumble, I don't stand on a mountain judging. I reach down into the dust beside you. There's no condemnation here, only the open arms of a parent waiting to embrace their child. Think of the prodigal son, wandering far and lost, burdened by choices that separated him from home. Weary and covered in the dust of his journey, the moment he turned back, his father saw him from afar and ran to embrace him. That embrace, full of compassion and joy, wasn't dependent on perfect behavior or clean hands. It was the expression of unconditional love restored between two hearts. This is the love waiting for you now. If shame whispers lies that you must prove your worth before I accept you, refuse those lies. Your worth isn't earned, it's given. It's rooted deep in who I made you to be, in the very essence of your being, crafted by my hands. You can't earn my forgiveness by trying harder or making yourself smaller. You receive it by trusting that my mercy overflows for those who come to me broken and seeking. I know how easy it is to get caught in a cycle of self-condemnation, wearing your shortcomings like a suffocating, isolating cloak. But my dear, your healing lies in surrendering that cloak at my feet and stepping into the freedom I offer. This freedom isn't a vague promise. It's a tangible release that turns chains into wings. It's the release from shame's grip and the acceptance of my grace, which declares you are mine and nothing can break this bond. Each day is a fresh canvas, a new beginning where your past no longer dictates your future. When the enemy reminds you of your sins, remind yourself and your spirit that my forgiveness is vaster than the ocean's depths, more enduring than mountain roots. It's a fountain of restoration, flowing endlessly, inviting you to drink deeply until your soul is renewed. Beloved, will you step towards me with the courage to leave behind the burdens that have weighed you down? Will you stand in the truth that you're forgiven, healed, and set free? Let the realization of being embraced by divine mercy settle warmly within you, chasing away shame's chill and inviting profound peace. Trust that your restoration isn't a distant dream, but a present reality unfolding with each breath. I am the author of New Beginnings, and your story, though marked by scars and trials, is being rewritten with tender care and purpose beyond what you can see. If your heart stirs, don't turn away, but come closer and witness the unending grace waiting to transform guilt into hope and shame into dignity. My dear child, let this truth settle in you and rise like the dawn. You are forgiven, you are beloved, you are whole again. My dear child, sometimes the shadows in your heart grow long and thick, as if night will never end. Anxiety wraps itself tightly around your spirit, whispering fears that disturb your very breath. I see the trembling in your soul when doubt tries to settle like a fog, obscuring the path I've laid before you. I understand the struggle you endure when worry takes root, like a storm threatening to uproot the tender shoots of hope I've planted inside you. Yet do not fear, for even in those moments, my presence is closer than the air you breathe, watching over you with unyielding love. Consider the ocean, its waves rising and falling in constant rhythm. Sometimes they roar with such might it seems the shoreline will be swallowed whole. But beneath that furious cascade lies a steady current, the silent depths where peace rests untouched. So it is with your spirit. When anxiety and fear surge like turbulent seas, remember the quiet assurance beneath the storm. My faithful heart beating in unison with yours, holding you firm against every gust and tide. Your doubts aren't a rebellion against me, but a cry for deeper understanding, an invitation to step closer into my arms. When you feel unsteady, when the ground beneath your feet seems uncertain, I am the solid rock, your refuge and strength. I don't dismiss your fears or label them as weakness. Instead, I gently gather them, as a shepherd gathers scattered lambs, nurturing your fragility with tender hands. My beloved, anxiety often points to areas where my grace needs to grow more abundantly in you. Don't let it paralyze you. Instead, let it invite you to lean into my peace, which I pour out lavishly and freely. Remember how a potter handles clay with patience, shaping and reshaping, even when the vessel feels fragile and cracked. Your worries are like those cracks, places where light can enter if you allow me to mend. I am not distant or indifferent. I am intimately aware of every shiver in your soul, every whispered fear in the dead of night. When your mind wrestles with endless what-ifs, bring each one to me like a fragile piece of art longing to be restored. My hands are mighty to heal, and my voice will speak comfort to the chaos if you listen with a willing heart. A sacred exchange awaits you. Trade your heavy burdens for my light yoke. You may not yet see the end of your struggles, but like a child learning to walk, each step toward me is a triumph of courage and faith. I don't promise to remove every storm immediately, but I assure you that my peace will guard your heart and mind in ways the world cannot understand or take away. It will steady the trembling hands of fear with a grip more enduring than the strongest anchor. I want you to know that fear isn't the natural state for my children. You were created for joy, for freedom, for the dazzling light of trust to radiate within you. When anxiety creeps in, it tries to steal these gifts, convincing you that uncertainty is permanent. But my love breaks through every lie. Remember the story of a shepherd who tirelessly searched for one lost sheep, the same one that tends to wander and feel alone. That shepherd, my dear one, is me. I will not leave you in the wilderness of doubt. I am calling you back to the fold, into a place of safety and belonging. Each day, I invite you to surrender more deeply, to lay down your trembling thoughts and restless heart before me. When night grows heavy and fears press in like shadows, breathe my peace as your life breath. Let the warmth of my presence dissolve the chill of anxious cold. When your mind races with uncertainty, bring your scattered thoughts into my hands. I will calm them like a gentle hand smoothing ripples on a still lake. There is no darkness too deep, no worry too wild for my redeeming light. Trust is a seed planted in vulnerability, tender and delicate, yet with the power to grow into towering strength. Allow me to nurture that seed in you, even when the soil seems barren or frozen by fear. The roots are anchoring in my truth, unseen still, but growing steadily beneath the surface. Soon, with my help, you will bear enduring fruit, peace that surpasses human understanding, joy that defies circumstance. My dear child, do you feel weighed down by your fears? Bring them to me now. Let this moment be a turning point where you choose to believe that I am for you, that my love is a fortress when anxiety rages. Reach with trembling hands, and I will clasp yours with an unwavering hold. Let this truth settle deeply in you. You were never meant to carry your burdens alone. I am here, ever present, ready to carry you through every tempest of the soul. When your thoughts begin to spiral, remember the quiet moments when you felt my nearness. A gentle whisper, a peaceful breath, a warmth in the stillness. These moments are divinely placed anchors to remind you of my steadfastness. Return to them often. Drink from this well of reassurance, drawing strength when the waves of fear crash high. You belong to me, and no force, no doubt, no anxiety can erase the sacred bond we share. Don't deny your fears, but don't be enslaved by them. Face them with me as your shield and song. As dawn follows the longest night, so does my peace follow every anxious thought. A quiet power is rising in you, a courage not born from your own might, but from the Spirit dwelling within. It whispers of hope, even when hope feels invisible. Cling to that whisper, the still, small voice of truth amidst the clamoring noise. You are more than the sum of your worries. Beloved, you are a cherished child, fashioned for a destiny bathed in my light and love. Anxiety may visit, but it will not settle. Fear may come, but it will not define you. These are mere shadows that flee before the dawn of my presence. Step forward in trust, even if your feet tremble, because you walk not alone. Will you take my hand now and let me quiet every anxious thought? Will you believe my promise that your soul can rest because I am watching over you with infinite tenderness? Open your heart to this surrender and find that in giving me your fears, you receive a peace that anchors deeper than any storm. Let this be the day you choose to trust me fully, knowing that my love is your fortress, your refuge, your unshakable peace. My dear, I see how often fear clouds your vision, how anxiety wraps cold fingers around your heart in quiet moments when the world seems still, but your mind races like a tempest on turbulent seas. I know these shadows that ripple beneath your smiles and stretch into your restless nights. Fear and doubt are relentless, whispering lies that echo in your soul's chambers, telling you that you are alone, unworthy, or that the path ahead is too daunting. Yet I am with you always. Your trembling isn't unseen, and your silent prayers are heard even when words fail you. The weight you carry isn't beyond what your spirit can bear, for I have placed within you a reservoir of strength more profound than despair, a light to pierce every darkness. Amidst your trembling, there's a sacred invitation. Come to me with these burdens. Lay them down at my feet. Don't be ashamed of your fears, for I am not a distant God who demands perfection, but the gentle shepherd who seeks to lead you beside still waters, who breathes peace into your weary soul. When doubt seeps in, threatening to dismantle your hope, remember that faith isn't the absence of uncertainty, but the courage to trust me, even when you can't see the full picture. Like a child grasping a parent's hand in a crowded marketplace, your trust anchors you amidst the unknown. I hold your hand firmly. I will never let go. My courage flows into your heart, transforming your fear into a stepping stone toward deeper intimacy with me. Consider how a tree bends before a storm. It doesn't resist with rigid strength, but sways, yielding to the winds until they pass. So must you learn to bend in moments of anxiety, a yielding that isn't weakness, but wisdom in motion. In the stillness of surrender, where your hands unclench and your heart whispers truth to me, you find sanctuary. Yes, I speak this tender truth to you. Even now, your fears don't define you. Your anxiety doesn't imprison you. There is a divine resilience woven into your very being, an unbreakable thread of hope that I placed when I crafted you in my image. Like and share the video if you have trust in the words of the God. Subscribe to the channel if you love Jesus. Let this reality cradle your troubled mind. Don't be afraid to question, to wrestle with your doubts. Even the sons of the prophets struggled in their faith. Tread gently through your inner battles, for each question is a step closer to understanding. Your pain is a passage, not a destination. As a potter reshapes clay amid flames, so too am I shaping your spirit through every trial. The furnace of anxiety refines your faith, stripping away fear's heavy armor to expose the pure gold beneath. I don't desire to break you, but to build you up, transforming scars into stories of victory, marked by traces of my unwavering love. Let the sweet peace that surpasses understanding wash over you like a calm river flowing through a parched desert. When you feel lost in storms of doubt, call my name, and I will answer with the loud roar of an ocean tide, overwhelming all your fears with my steadfast presence. You were created to walk this earth, not in chains of uncertainty, but with the triumphant certainty that I am your refuge. Open your heart to receive this peace right now as an inheritance I eagerly offer. Remember, my love is a fortress where no fear can penetrate, a sanctuary beyond anxiety's reach. My dear child, I invite you now to breathe deeply of my grace and rest your anxious heart in me. Will you lay down the burdens you've carried in silence? Will you allow my spirit to calm your restless soul and fill your mind with the melody of hope? Even as the night seems long and the road uncertain, I'm the steadfast light that never flickers. Believe in me, not just with your words, but with your whole being. Enter this moment of trust with courage, knowing that in surrender you find strength beyond measure. Let this truth settle in you. Your fears are not the final story of your life. I am writing a narrative of hope, where every anxious step is guided by my hand, and every moment of doubt is overshadowed by my promise. In the quiet corners of your heart, I am whispering peace. Reach out to me and take hold of it, for I long to carry you through every storm. The journey through fear is also a journey into a deeper, more profound faith, and I am with you every step of the way. My dear child, you've wrestled with the shadows of fear and anxiety, and now I invite you to lean closer into the sanctuary of trust I offer. Fear often feels like a dense fog, wrapping tightly around your very being, obscuring your vision, muffling the voice of hope, and tightening its grip on your heart. Anxiety whispers lies that twist your thoughts, convincing you that the future holds only storms and despair. Yet amidst the tempest, I am your unshakable fortress, the rock upon which you may stand secure, even when the ground trembles beneath your feet. Consider the vastness of the heavens, how the stars glimmer in their appointed places, not by chance, but by my design. They don't rush their courses, nor do they question their purpose. They are steady, constant, shining through the night, just as I am constant, steady, and shining for you. Your fears, though loud and consuming, are like passing clouds that temporarily block sunlight, but cannot extinguish the sun's endless brilliance. I am the eternal light that surrounds you, even when your eyes cannot see it clearly. Anxiety often entangles your mind in a web of what-ifs. What if I fail? What if I am alone? What if this pain never fades? What if the future is darker than the present? These questions may seem unanswerable, yet I am here, softening the edges of your restless thoughts. I don't condemn your fears. They are the cries of a tender heart seeking refuge. The tender compassion I bear for you is vast and unending. I haven't left you to stumble blindly. Rather, I walk beside you, teaching you to release the burdens that weigh down your spirit and to breathe deeply the peace I provide. Fear thrives on the unseen, on the unknown, but trust flourishes in the awareness of my presence. Imagine a child walking through a forest with their hand securely in their parent's hand. The child might be afraid of strange noises or shadows, unaware of the dangers and mysteries around. Yet, with the parent's hand firmly grasped, fear begins to loosen its hold, because the child senses safety, love, and guardianship. So too, beloved, I hold your hand. This hand that crafted galaxies and whispers life into every heartbeat is the same hand that will never let go of yours. Your heart isn't meant to carry the weight of fear alone. Surrender it to me. Every trembling thought and anxious dream. Hand over your restless nights and the questions that keep you awake. In that surrender, you will find a stillness that surpasses human understanding, a divine calmness that roots you firmly in my peace. You don't need to have all the answers, my dear child, for I am the answer itself. My knowledge spans eternity, and every moment that causes your heart to race is within my control. Doubt may assail you, whispering that trusting me is too risky, that disappointment will come, or that you will be hurt. But consider the story of the farmer who sows seeds in the soil without seeing an instant harvest. Trust requires planting your faith in the ground of my promises, even when the sprout is unseen. The soil may seem dry, but beneath the surface, life is stirring. In the same way, your trust is a seed that I nurture with my love and provision. You may not yet witness the fruits, but they are growing. They are coming to fullness. Your anxious heart yearns for assurance, and my dear one, I am the assurance you seek. I am your refuge and your strength, and ever-present help in times of trouble. Do you remember the times when, despite the odds, my grace carried you through? Those moments aren't isolated incidents, but a testament to my faithfulness that enduring forever. Let them be beacons to your soul, necessary reminders that I am always working for your good, even when the way is unclear. I ask you now, will you allow me to take your trembling worries and transform them into peace? Will you trust me with your fears? the heaviness that presses down and feels so overwhelming. I am patient and gentle with your heart. There is no rush, no demand for perfection or immediate victory. Just this: bring me your anxiety and watch it dissolve in the light of my unwavering love. Come, lay down the heavy cloak of fear you've worn too long. Step onto the path of trust where every footfall is guided by my hand. This path isn't free from challenges, but it is marked by my presence with you at every turn. With each step, your heart will find a rhythm that harmonizes with my heartbeat, a melody of peace rising to replace the discord of worry. Remember, child, that perfect love casts out fear. My love for you is unfailing, enduring, and limitless. It wraps around you like the morning dew, refreshing your soul and renewing your spirit daily. When fear threatens to consume you, invite my love to be the light that dispels the darkness. It is not a passive love, but a conquering force, breaking through anxiety's chains and setting your soul free. I see you, every tear, every silent scream behind your brave face. I understand the deep places where fear lurks. Yet I also see the courage in your willingness to keep moving forward, the quiet strength in your surrendering heart. You are never forgotten, never forsaken. My presence is here now and forever. Will you open your heart to me today and surrender your fears into my hands? Trust me, even when the road is uncertain, even when the night feels long, allow my peace, which surpasses all human understanding, to guard your heart and mind in me. Let this truth settle in you. You are held, protected, and deeply loved just as you are. Now breathe in my peace. Let it fill the chambers of your heart, silencing the clamor of fear. You are mine, precious and beloved, and I will never let you fall. Step into this moment with me and walk forward in trust, assured that my faithful love will never fail you. My beloved, in those quiet moments when the world dims and your steps falter on this life's rugged path, I am there. You see, my presence isn't measured by grand gestures or the noise of your day, but by the soft whisper that calls your heart back when you begin to wander into shadows of doubt and fear. It's in those tender, fragile times that I draw you closer, not to overwhelm, but to enfold you in a boundless love, a sanctuary where your spirit can find refuge. Fear is a formidable adversary, my dear child. It creeps in like a thief in the night, stealing peace and shrouding your vision with fog, making mountains seem insurmountable and valleys eternal. Anxiety rings loudly like a clanging bell in your mind, echoing uncertainties and imagining worst-case scenarios as if they were destiny. Doubt, that persistent shadow, lingers near, tempting you to question what is most certain, that I am always with you, even when darkness feels overwhelming. But listen closely. These are not signs of weakness or abandonment. They are invitations to lean into me, to reach beyond the turmoil and grasp the promise of unshakable steadiness. The storms that buffet your soul aren't punishments, but the necessary winds to shape your faith's resilience, to deepen the roots that anchor you in my endless love. You may not understand now why the thunder rumbles or why lightning splits the sky, but trust this: beneath every storm lies a purpose, and that purpose is always life, growth, and restoration. Imagine yourself standing at the edge of a vast ocean. As twilight descends, waves roll in ceaselessly, their rhythm unpredictable, sometimes gentle, sometimes wild and overwhelming. Your heart might feel like a small boat tossed by these waves, fragile at the mercy of the elements, longing for calm. Yet remember who holds this vast ocean, whose fingers control the tides and set the stars in their courses. The ocean's rage cannot overcome the quiet power of its creator. So it is with your soul. No matter how fierce the winds of fear or anxiety, they cannot conquer the peace I give, peace that surpasses all understanding. I don't ask you to face your fears alone. My spirit dwells within you, a lamp burning steadily in your innermost being, illuminating the path when your sight fails and your hope wavers. When your heartbeat quickens with dread, invite your soul to rest in me, for my yoke is easy and my burden is light. You are never beyond my reach. Your cries are heard even in silence. Don't be ashamed of your frailty. It is in your weakness that my power is perfected. Your trembling hands and uncertain steps are the very invitation I wait for, to wrap you in strength and courage that come only from me. Sometimes, the darkness of fear isn't an enemy to be conquered immediately, but a teaching companion to be understood. I invite you to walk through it with me. Notice the sensations. Acknowledge the shadows, but don't succumb. Feel the trembling, but hold on to hope. Look anxiety in the eyes and say, "You do not define me." For these trials, fear, doubt, anxiety are transient clouds passing by, not the eternal sky. My love is the sun that pierces every gloom. My promise, the anchor that holds your soul firm in any storm. Remember, beloved, your journey isn't measured by the absence of fear, but by the courage to continue despite it. The heroes of old, the faithful who walked before you, faced giants, wilderness, and battles not unlike your own. What set them apart wasn't their lack of fear, but their unwavering trust in me. When overwhelmed, whisper to your heart, "My God is greater than the giants I face. My God is my refuge and strength." Let this truth settle within you like a balm for your weary spirit. I urge you to cultivate a practice of surrender, not as a one-time act, but as a daily posture of your soul. Bring your worries, your tangled thoughts, your sleepless nights to me. Lay them down in the quiet place where I dwell. There, in that sacred exchange, your spirit will learn to breathe freely again. Surrender isn't defeat. It is the courageous act of trading your burdens for my peace, your confusion for my clarity, your doubts for my faithfulness. Will you believe me this time, my child? Will you trust me enough to release what weighs you down and receive the healing I offer? In the nights when insomnia grips you and your mind races with uncertainties, close your eyes and imagine my hands gently cradling your face. Feel the warmth of my presence like a cloak against fear's chill. Hear the heartbeat of the universe syncing with your own, a mighty rhythm that commands darkness to retreat. Even in solitude, you're never alone. I'm the constant companion of your soul, walking beside you, holding you, loving you unconditionally. Reflect now. What is fear whispering to you today? What anxieties are pressing into your heart? Bring them into the light of my presence with boldness and watch them lose their power. Faith is not the absence of fear, but the defiant declaration that I am bigger. When you anchor yourself in me, the storms may rage, but you will not sink. You are held in the hollow of my hand, owned by my love, destined for peace. Come rest here with me now. Let your soul find solace in my unwavering embrace. Breathe deeply of my promises that never fail. I speak to you with the tenderness of a shepherd carrying a lost lamb. You are cherished beyond measure, guarded better than the rarest treasure. The trials you face will refine you, shape you, and prepare you for the fullness of joy that is coming. In this moment, reach out your heart to me and say, "I surrender my fears. I trust you to lead me." Let the quiet confidence of my spirit rise within you, steadying every unsteady step. You are not alone in this journey. My love surrounds you, my grace empowers you, and my peace will guard your heart and mind far beyond what you can imagine. If your heart stirs with hope even now, don't turn away. Lean into this truth and let it transform how you face fear, anxiety, and doubt. You were never meant to endure these alone. I am your eternal refuge, your sanctuary, your unshakable fortress. Trust me, beloved, I am with you always. My dear child, often on your journey, you might find yourself standing at the edge of a vast wilderness, feeling lost, abandoned, and unseen. This place feels stark and cold, yet it isn't empty of my presence. It's a sacred space where transformation begins. The wilderness you wander is a garment woven from solitude and silence. a landscape that invites you to a deeper awareness of who you are beyond the world's noise. In moments when you feel invisible or forgotten, know that my eyes are fixed intently on you, not with judgment, but with pure, unwavering love. I see your silent tears, your quiet prayers, the hopes you dare not speak aloud, and the fears that tightly grip your heart in the dark. There's a profound mystery in feeling lost. It is here, in the seeming absence of clarity, that the seed of rediscovery is planted. When you gaze into the shadowed corners of your spirit and confront the feeling of abandonment, understand that this is the soil in which I invite my light to take root. The agony of being unseen is profound, because it strikes at your very need for connection and affirmation. But my beloved, don't mistake silence or solitude for my absence. I am the unseen breath that sustains your every heartbeat, the unwavering flame that glimmers beyond the veil of loneliness. When the world turns away, my spirit whispers, "You belong, you are not forsaken." This feeling of invisibility often deceives you into believing your worth is measured by others' eyes. Yet, I am inviting you to look beyond human approval and discover the truth of your value. In my eyes alone, you are a masterpiece, sculpted with deliberate care and intention. In moments of abandonment, let this truth flood your soul. Your existence isn't contingent on recognition from the world, but on the covenant of love I have written over you. I have marked you as my own from before the foundations of the earth, and no force in heaven or on earth can erase that reality. The wilderness seasons aren't without purpose. Like ancient trees whose roots must break through stone to find water, you too are called to grow through the hardest places. These roads of isolation and invisibility are not detours but integral parts of your path. They teach resilience, cultivate faith, and deepen intimacy with me. When you feel unseen by others, let me become the mirror in which you see your true self reflected. A beloved child, radiant beyond measure, precious beyond comprehension. There's also a sacred invitation in abandonment, to uncover the hidden wells of your inner strength and my sustaining grace. When the support of human presence fades, you will find that my hand is both tender and mighty, the firm anchor in your storm-tossed soul. I walk beside you, unseen by the eyes, but deeply felt in the heart. I am the gentle voice that calls you out of the shadows and the steady light that breaks dawn within you. You're never alone, even in your loneliness. Recognize that feeling lost or unseen is often the beginning of a profound encounter with me. A time when you're stripped of distractions and invited into pure presence. In these moments, your soul learns to sing a deeper song, one not reliant on applause or validation, but rooted in my unchanging goodness. Let your heart lean into this truth. Release the weight of needing to be acknowledged by the world, and rest in the knowledge that I see you fully and love you completely. I know it hurts when you pour out your heart and receive silence, or worse yet, dismissal. Yet these seasons refine your spirit, teaching you trust and surrender. I'm fashioning you like fine gold, removing every impurity that dulls your brilliance. Your pain isn't wasted, beloved. It is the kiln that strengthens your faith and honors your character. I'm close to the brokenhearted, and I heal wounds that no human hand can reach. If your spirit is weary from hiding or yearning to be noticed, I'm calling you now to step gently into the embrace of my presence. There you will find refuge and restoration, not because you earn it, but because you are my beloved. Let this truth settle into your soul. Your value is intrinsic, your belonging eternal, and your life infinitely precious in my sight. Don't turn away from the pain of feeling lost or unseen. Instead, bring it fully to me in honesty and vulnerability. Let your heart be poured out as a fragrant offering, and in return, receive the veil of my peace. When the world turns its gaze elsewhere, my eyes remain steadfast. Remember this, my dear. In your loneliness, you are never forsaken. I am holding you close, enveloping you in love that nothing can break or diminish. Will you let me be your eyes when human eyes fail to see you? Will you allow my love to be your shelter when you feel exposed and vulnerable? Open your heart and don't hide behind fear or sorrow. I am here in the wilderness with you, guiding you toward the clearing where your soul will find home. If your heart is stirring with the ache of loneliness or the shadow of invisibility, don't turn away. Lean into me, into the depth of my love that will never abandon you, and into the fullness of the belonging I offer. This wilderness is but a passage, my dear child, and I am the guide who walks before you. Trust in my footsteps and follow closely. Let yourself be seen in my gaze and understood in the silence between words. You are mine, chosen beyond all measure, held beyond all pain. In this sacred truth, find your strength. In this eternal embrace, discover your rest. Will you reach out to me now and receive the comfort only I can give? Will you open your heart to the deep knowing that you are never alone, never lost, never invisible in my eyes? Let this be the day you trust my presence anew. Let my love be the light that pierces every shadow of abandonment, lighting your way and warming your heart beyond all understanding. My dear child, as you stand at the threshold of this moment, know that you are infinitely cherished, thoroughly known, and held unwaveringly by my hand. Throughout every season of your life, the days you felt soaring with purpose and the night's shadows whispered you were forgotten, I have been there, breathing life into your very soul. Your identity isn't tied to the shifting tides of your achievements or the approval of others, but rests securely in the heartbeat of my eternal love for you. This truth is deeper than oceans, higher than mountaintops. It is the sacred wellspring from which your worth flows unendingly. You were created in my image, beloved, imbued with divine purpose and infinite potential. The whispers of doubt that sometimes creep in, the tremors of fear that shake your foundation, have no power against the cornerstone of who you are in me. When you look into your heart's mirror, see the reflection of my radiant light, uncorrupted, unbreakable. It's this light that paints the masterpiece of your existence, calling you forward into the destiny I have prepared. Your path isn't random or left to chance. It's lovingly ordained and skillfully woven with threads of grace and mercy. Sometimes the night seems long and the silence deafening, but remember, my child, in these quiet spaces, I am not absent, but working. I am crafting a symphony from your trials, composing strength from your vulnerabilities, and breathing hope into your weary spirit. Even when you cannot perceive my presence, it is like the wind, unseen yet profoundly felt, as I move in ways beyond your understanding. Trust that my timing is perfect, that your current season is exactly what you need for growth and transformation. Allow your heart to rest in this promise, surrendering the burden of control and embracing the peace that comes from knowing I hold all things together. There are moments when you feel unworthy, when past mistakes weigh heavily on your soul. In these times, my beloved, I am your Redeemer, lifting you from the ashes with hands full of forgiveness and tender mercy. My love doesn't demand perfection. It invites you to come as you are. Lay your burdens at my feet and feel the healing streams of grace wash over every wound. You are made new, restored beyond what you can comprehend. Let this truth settle within you and become the anchor that steadies you in every storm. Your purpose is alive within you. It is a flame lit by my spirit, burning with passion to bring light into darkness, to birth hope where despair once dwelled. Even when the way seems unclear or the road inhospitable, I am the lamp to your feet, guiding each step with unwavering faithfulness. Don't shrink back from the calling I have placed in your heart. Instead, rise boldly, knowing that you carry my strength and wisdom. Your journey is a beautiful story unfolding, a narrative written by the author of life, filled with chapters of triumph, transformation, and profound love. You belong, dear one, not by your accomplishments or the approval you seek from the world, but by my invitation into my family. My embrace is wide and unconditional, welcoming you into a fellowship of grace and joy. When loneliness threatens to steal your peace, remember that you are held in a community that transcends time and space, a spiritual family woven together by my love. Draw near to me and to those I place along your path. Let intimacy with me be your refuge and strength, the sacred place where your soul finds rest and renewal. My child, your journey is far from over. So much is still unfolding ahead, mysteries and blessings unseen but waiting to be discovered. Step forward with courage, faith, and hope, knowing that I'm with you every breath of the way. The trials you faced, the questions that lingered, the doubts that tried to steal your joy, all are transformed through the power of my enduring love. Be assured that you're never alone and never forsaken. Now, as you carry this message in your heart, I invite you to hold it close. Let it be a beacon of hope when darkness falls and a reminder of your priceless worth at every moment. Share these truths with those who hunger for love and belonging. Save these words as a treasure to return to whenever your soul feels weary. My dear child, you are deeply beloved, eternally cherished, and endlessly valued. Walk in this freedom, in this truth, and let your spirit soar with the confidence of one who is known and loved by the Creator of all. My beloved, before you lies an inescapable truth. Your story isn't as final or fixed as you've often believed. The chapters you carry in your heart, those etched with sorrow, regret, and confusion, are merely shadows before the dawn I'm crafting for you. I am the author of your life, and I am rewriting your story. In this act, I don't erase your past, but rather on which you stand, the fortress that shields your soul. Let me transform anxiety into peace, trembling into confidence, and doubt into vibrant trust. Will you believe me this time? Will you let these words sink into the deep places of your heart that yearn for rest? I am waiting to meet you in your moments of greatest vulnerability. Don't turn away, for the hands reaching for you are strong and merciful. Trust in my unfailing love that conquers every fear and stills every storm within. Your journey through fear and doubt is not a path of defeat. It is the pathway to deeper faith and divine intimacy. I am walking beside you, holding you, never letting go. Come to me, beloved, and find the peace your soul longs for. Let this truth fill you with hope and courage today. My dear, I sense the weight that silence lays upon your spirit, the quiet moments stretching endlessly before you like a desert horizon under a merciless sun. You find yourself standing in that stillness, wondering if I am absent, if my voice has been swallowed by the vastness, and you are left wandering alone in shadows. This silence you endure is neither punishment nor neglect. It is the sacred space where your soul is being molded, where the divine hand crafts the vessel that will carry purpose and calling. Like a seed buried deep beneath the earth where you cannot see the light or the sky, you might feel buried too, forgotten and forsaken. Yet beneath that soil, unseen by human eyes, the life within is busy, stretching roots downward and shoots upward, preparing to break forth in splendor. Consider the wilderness wanderers, whose feet pressed upon parched sand, their spirits languishing while waiting for the promised land. Their exhaustion was real, their doubts pressing heavily on their hearts. But the journey was not aimless, it was shaping them. I was with them even as the silence seemed long and the path uncertain. So too am I with you now in this sacred silence. This waiting period, though filled with questions and longing, is pregnant with divine intention. There is a sacred timing at work here, one you can't yet see with your human eyes, but I see it in full. The purposes I have placed on your life will unfold not in haste, but with precision that honors the journey you have traveled. Trust that every moment of waiting is woven into your story, not to punish, but to prepare. Consider the way the potter shapes the clay, sometimes pressing gently, sometimes pushing firmly, turning the vessel again and again in the warmth of the kiln. You're that vessel, and your faithfulness in the silent season is the offering I long to see. Faith is not the absence of doubt. It is choosing to believe when the path is hidden, choosing to surrender your anxious heart into mine when silence grows loud with uncertainty. Let me remind you, the night, though dark, brings stars to illuminate the sky. My voice may not be loud in these hours, but my love envelops you and my spirit whispers truths that breathe life when the world is still. If your heart feels restless under the weight of waiting, bring it to me fully. Pour out your questions, your frustrations, and your weary longing. There is no judgment in my presence, only the embrace of infinite patience. I am the God who waits with you, not on you. I am sculpting a masterpiece within you, and every moment of silence is part of the necessary shaping. In that quiet, where human strength fades, divine strength is made perfect. Know that I have not forgotten you, nor have I turned away. My timing is perfect, even when it seems hidden, even when it challenges your faith. Can you rest a while, my beloved? Can you surrender your tight grip on outcomes and lean into the mystery of divine timing? I invite you to step out of the frenzy of your own striving and find refuge in my presence. The silence you experience is a sacred pause, a holy holding place that preserves you for what is to come. It is the silence where your dormant dreams and callings root deeper in spiritual soil, where your hopes find shelter from storms, and your faith is refined like pure gold tested by fire. Let this be the moment you anchor your soul to me with unshakable trust. The seed of your purpose buried beneath the silence will break forth in blooming times. The waiting season isn't empty. It is filled with unseen growth. You are not lost in this silence, my dear child. You are being led. Even when the way seems unclear, even when doubts knock at the door of your heart, I am there to remind you who you are, to illuminate the pathway just when you need it, to quicken your spirit with hope in the darkest hours. Don't despair in waiting. Instead, embrace it as a divine gestation, a sacred pause before the fullness of your destiny is revealed. Your role in this world, the unique light only you can shine, will appear at the perfect time. I am orchestrating every circumstance, every delay, every answer withheld, not to test you beyond your limits, but to prepare you for greater strength and deeper faith. The silence is my sacred altar, where your soul offers surrender and receives the peace that passes understanding. May this truth settle in you like a warm balm for your weary heart. I am never far. I am the silent whisper beneath the noise, the still small voice that calls you deeper into my love. Hear me now, beyond the silence, speaking words of hope, words of promise, words that will build your faith even when the night grows long. Will you believe me this time that in the waiting, in the silence, I am working all things for your good? Rest your soul in this truth, and when despair rises, return to the quiet place where I wait for you. Your purpose is being born in this silence. The dawn will come, my dear, and it will bring light brighter than you have known. Until then, keep your heart tender, your faith firm, and your gaze steady upon me. No season lasts forever, especially those wrapped in silence. You are beloved, held in the everlasting arms, ready to rise when the appointed hour arrives. If your heart is stirring under this message, don't turn away. Receive this moment of sacred pause as my gift to you, a time to grow, to trust, to prepare. Your destiny is alive, even beneath the quiet earth. Trust me to bring it forth in my perfect time. My dear, I understand the weight that silence can impose upon your heart. The moments when the skies above seem sealed, and the stillness around you deepens into a solitude so profound it challenges the very essence of your faith. This silence, which you may perceive as abandonment or neglect, is neither empty nor meaningless in my eyes. Rather, it is a sacred interval reserved for depths of growth that cannot be rushed or hurried by human measure. You may wonder why I don't answer your cries as swiftly as your heart desires. You may feel lost in this waiting, caught between hope and despair, uncertain whether the dawn will ever break. But I am present in the unseen, moving beyond the limits of your understanding, weaving threads of grace into your soul, even when my voice feels distant. Recall the seeds planted in the soil beneath the winter's frost. Though the earth appears barren and devoid of life, within it, hidden and unseen, the roots stretch, gathering strength and nourishment. So it is with you during this divine pause. I'm cultivating patience and faith in your heart. I'm fashioning resilience that will span the seasons ahead. In these interludes, the call is not to panic or to rush, but to surrender fully and trust wholly. The space between your prayers and my responses is a holy room of transformation, where your spirit learns to rest in the assurance of my unwavering presence. Even when my words seem silent, I know the ache that lingers when trust falters, when doubt creeps in like a thief in the night, stealing peace with questions that have no easy answers. Yet I ask you to embrace my silence, not as a void, but as my way of teaching you the profoundness of faith. Faith without evidence, trust without signposts, hope without immediate fulfillment. This is a higher form of love, one that challenges and stretches your soul to trust my timing, my wisdom, and my perfect plan. Remember, child, that the stars continue to shine brilliantly even when the sun is hidden behind the horizon. So does my love shine ardently upon you, unseen by your eyes but felt deeply by your heart. During these prolonged moments of quiet, I invite you to turn inward and deepen your intimacy with me. Let your prayers become the rhythm of your breath, constant, persistent, and pure, not demanding but offering, not bargaining but surrendering. In the space of waiting, you learn to listen more keenly, not just for my voice, but for the murmurs of the Spirit within you. This is the sacred dialogue of love that transcends words and flourishes in silence. My dear child, open your spirit wide to this divine communion and know that you are never alone. Even in the deserted places of your heart, I am there, holding you, guiding you, loving you without condition. The challenge lies not in waiting, but in how you wait. Will you wait with bitterness and complaint, or will you wait with a heart open to hope and expectation? Will you allow fear and anxiety to control your soul? Or will you embrace peace that surpasses understanding, woven from my infinite love? I have made you capable of enduring this season. Like the refiners who purify precious metals by fire, this silence is refining you, sealing your character with strength and humility. Surrender your impatience, your need for answers, and your fears into my hands. Rest your questions upon my heart, where every inquiry finds a sacred dwelling place. I urge you to pause and reflect upon the small moments of joy and grace that are scattered throughout your day. Even now, each smile, each breath, each heartbeat is a whisper of my presence, proof that I am working unseen miracles in your life. Let these be your anchor when the waves of waiting threaten to overwhelm you. Notice how the sunrise still paints the horizon with hope, how the gentle breeze carries my love as a tender caress upon your skin. These signs are my promises to you, reminders that you're deeply known and indefinitely cherished. The pain of waiting may try to convince you that you are forsaken, but my love is an unbroken covenant that holds you close during every trial. My dear, remember that the dark moments are often the threshold to new glory. I am preparing a path for you through the wilderness of silence, a path illuminated by my enduring faithfulness. It is a holy invitation to trust me without reservation, to depend on me beyond all understanding. Will you believe me in this sacred waiting? Will you allow your heart to be still and know that I am God, present even in the silence? Let this truth settle deeply within you. In the silence, I am reshaping your soul. I am building a foundation so firm that no storm can shake you. I am crafting a testimony of faith that will inspire many. This time is a divine workshop where the Spirit works tirelessly to create beauty from the hidden corners of your life. So lean into this divine stillness. Embrace it as a sacred gift rather than a burden. Your story is not paused, it is being perfected. My beloved, I call you to rest in my love during the season of waiting. Cast your burdens upon me and take refuge beneath my wings. Trust that I am orchestrating every detail for your highest good and my glory. Your brokenness will be healed, your questions answered, your hope renewed. Hold on to me, for I am holding on to you with everlasting hands. As you do, you will find the strength to endure, the peace to persevere, and the joy to anticipate the fulfillment of every promise I have spoken over your life. If your heart wrestles with this silence today, bring it to me in honesty and vulnerability. Pour out your doubts and fears as an offering of faith. Let your waiting become an act of worship, a sacred moment where trust grows beyond conditions and fear yields to love. Remember, my dear child, I am with you always, even when the night seems long and the silence deafening. In this divine quiet, find rest, find hope, and find me. If your soul is stirred by these words, don't turn away. Invite me into your waiting place today and let my peace reign over every restless thought and every aching moment. My dear, as we come full circle in this intimate journey together, I want you to feel the profound weight of my everlasting love that surrounds you. Like the vastness of the heavens embracing the earth, you have traveled through corridors of doubt and rooms shadowed by fear, wrestled with the invisible chains of shame and the quiet storms of uncertainty. Yet in every step I have been there, your unwavering companion and shield. I invite you now to rest deeply in this truth. You are not forgotten, not lost, not forsaken. You belong to me, eternally woven into the fabric of my heart. Consider for a moment the tender currents of a river carving their way through rugged lands, persistent and gentle all at once. Just as the river is essential to the land's flourishing, so is your life essential to the kingdom I am building. Every tear you have shed, every moment your spirit felt unseen, every fragment of yourself you feared was broken, all of this has not escaped my notice. I'm the divine potter, molding you carefully, intentionally, with hands that do not rush or falter. Your identity is not a fragile token tossed by circumstance, but a radiant truth anchored in my essence. There's a sacred sound in my presence that whispers of belonging, a sound like the rustling of leaves in a quiet forest, the steady heartbeat of creation itself. Feel that rhythm within you. It is the echo of your name spoken with unending affection. You are my beloved, intimately knit into the divine tapestry whose colors never fade. If your heart has been tearing under the weight of your struggles, allow my words to be balm, seeping deep into every scar and worn place. You are made whole in me, not by your striving, but by surrendering to my grace. I have watched as you've wrestled with the shadows of your past, the harsh whispers of guilt, and the suffocating walls of shame. Yet I say unto you now, there is no accusation that can hold you, because I have conquered all on your behalf. Your failures, your regrets, they do not define you. Instead, they become the soil from which new strength blossoms. Trust this, my dear. The cross of redemption stands eternal, its light breaking through even the darkest night. If your soul is burdened, lay it down before me. Let this truth settle in you and bring peace that surpasses your understanding. Your journey is not by chance, but by divine orchestration. The moments of waiting or seeming silence are but the preparation of a symphony composed for your destiny. Just as the dawn cannot break until the night has bowed to rest, so does your purpose unfold. In my perfect time, you are called to a destiny only you can fulfill, a mission born from the unique fire I placed in your spirit at creation. Remember that in the quiet and in the noise, I am shaping you to shine with a light that will outlast the ages. To walk with me is to enter a relationship that transforms every part of you. I see beyond the surface. I know the depths where your true desires and fears reside. There's no pretense needed in my presence. Come as you are with your wounds and hopes. I long for intimacy, a communion so deep that your spirit and mind dance in unison. This connection is not a distant ideal, but a living reality available for you this moment. If your heart is stirring for a deeper closeness, don't turn away from the invitation I extend now. You are not called to walk alone. In the communion of saints, in the community of those who share my love, you find strength and encouragement. Look around. Even in the smallest kindness, in the shared silence of understanding, I am at work, knitting a family that holds you. Open yourself to this embrace. Let your story be entwined with others who remind you of your worth and carry a light when your path grows dim. No darkness can extinguish my flame within you or the bonds I forged through love. Now, beloved, prepare to rise into the fullness of who you are in me. The chains of yesterday fall away. The burdens you carried are lifted like morning mist before the sun. You are renewed, rejuvenated, and radiant. Step forward with authority, rooted in my promise. Your identity is clear, your belonging assured, your purpose ignited. I place my hand upon your heart and say, you are mine. This is not merely an acknowledgement, but a declaration that will echo through eternity. Take this moment to breathe in my presence deeply. Let the certainty of my love saturate your being. I am your God, your protector, your redeemer. In me you find freedom, acceptance, and unshakable hope. Will you believe me this time? Will you let your soul anchor itself in this truth and never drift away? My child, this is your inheritance, a love that demands nothing but your trust and offers everything in return. Amen. If your heart has been touched by this truth, hold it close and share it with someone who needs to hear these words. Save this message as a reminder of your divine identity and come back to it whenever the world feels heavy or your spirit feels weary. You are beloved beyond measure. My beloved child, carry this message forward. Someone you know is waiting for a word just like this. What you've heard today isn't only for this hour, it's a guidepost for what's to come. The time we live in is not ordinary, and neither is your calling. You've been chosen to live with clarity, with conviction, and with love that knows no bounds. Remember, even in your quietest moments, you are seen and surrounded. If this message stirred something within you, don't let the journey stop here. Subscribe and walk with us again as we explore the truths that build you up and guide you forward. Share this word with someone feeling lost. Let them feel the warmth of belonging. Until next time, remain rooted in truth, walk gently but fearlessly, and never forget you were born for impact. Amen.